Okay, I think we can start. So, hi everyone, I'm Eli Papadopoulou. I work for Athena Research and Innovation Center in Greece. So I'm streaming live with you from Greece at the moment. And I'm very happy that I'm here with you today. Hope that I will provide you with all the information that you came to I will provide you with all information about what we're doing, but also answer all your questions regarding any queries that you have around research data, around RDA, how it works, and so on. So usually I'm not alone. I am co-chairing this group together with my colleagues, Devan Ray Donaldson, who is from the US, and with another colleague, Fotis Psamopoulos, who is from Greece as well. And we are very enthusiastically working to engage more mentors and more people that could act as mentors in this group, so that we provide you with guidance. I'm not sure if all of you are here. I'm not sure what the range of this group is today. Do we have mentors? Do we have mentees? Probably we'll be able to know in a few minutes. So let's get starting with the presentation, and let me change the slide, okay? And let's see, so this is an overview of what we're going to talk about. So I'll start with an introduction to give you a little bit of background of how the interest group started and what are the activities and why actually it started, to cover which gaps that we identified. Then we'll continue with a short presentation about the group and the objectives. We'll devote a little bit of time, more time, to the mentoring program. So you will get to see what is the mentoring program and what are the task forces that we're trying to create and to push forward. The activities that we want to push forward in these task forces, and how you can get involved actually, if you are willing to, if you're eager to try and have more active role in this group. Then we want to hear from you, because I don't like speaking, having a monologue regularly. I prefer interaction, and I would really, time is difficult these days with Corona, but I'm sure that we can make this more fun and more interactive if you could step up and speak and tell us a bit more about yourself and what you're doing. And then we'll see there's an open opportunity for you to become co-chairs and collaborate with us in this effort with the interest group. And then we'll close and check what are the next steps. So welcome to this session again. Let's see. So what is the group and its objectives? So the group started actually in RDA plenary 8. So 8 years ago, not 8, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, because plenaries are running twice per year. And it started because there was this, people from RDA identified that when there were early careers that were joining the sessions, the plenary and the sessions, they were a bit, maybe they were a bit shy. They couldn't talk that easily to other colleagues. They felt that they were outsiders, let's say, and the RDA wanted to create this this space that feels more welcome, more warm. It feels more not welcoming, because RDA, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's quite welcoming, welcoming community. I hope hope you've noticed that, and you will see during the next days. This is only the first day. But just have this bridge, make this bridge for people that are now newcomers and early careers that first engage with RDA, to find it more easily to navigate around RDA, to network with other peers, to talk about their challenges, their ideas, share their ideas, and feel that their ideas are welcome and that their voice is heard. For the RDA, for this, so yes, the idea is that we create this network of peers. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted from my panel. All right, and then how we're doing that, we set up this interest group, and we also complement this interest group with other channels which maybe you are more familiar with and maybe you use more in your everyday work and everyday life. So we have a GitHub repository where you can check all the documents, what we've produced throughout the years, and you can find their material that have to do with minutes from previous plenary sessions, presentations from plenary sessions, and from sessions that we are running with invited speakers that have talks on particular subjects, and so on. So our GitHub is basically our archive for this kind of things. And then we have a Slack group, which is dedicated to our community, and we're trying to more informally communicate there and more quickly communicate there when we have problems or when we have questions, or when we find we see a job offering that is for early careers and we think that someone might be interested, then we communicate all this quickly through channel and also through Twitter. You can see the handle here. So the objective of this group is to create a social outlet specifically for early researchers and professionals. And we do that by organizing local social events in RDA plenaries. Unfortunately, we are not doing that virtually, but I can assure you that everyone is having a good time during these social events. We sometimes play games, we share, we exchange knowledge with each other, we network, and it's really fun. It helps get loose a bit. And our first RDA, Early Career Engagement Interest Group, actually I told you it was in Montreal. It was 4 years ago that we ran it. The goals of the Early Career Engagement Interest Group is to engage you, early careers, with other communities within RDA and within and outside RDA, because because you might be having a question that we cannot answer, or the RDA people within RDA could not answer, but someone that is close to RDA but not an active member could also answer it. So we provide these channels for you. We try to connect with all the scientific domains and communities and collaborate with the other interest groups and working groups in order to increase the benefits of our efforts. We try to develop and document best practices and communicate the value of RDA to the communities, and to support, of course, the early careers. And there is, especially in the US, there is a fellowship program, or there used to be Devan is not here, my colleague is not here to let us know and inform us about any updates, but there used to be an early career fellowship program, and we are also supporting that as well. So more on the mentoring program, it's a fairly, so our model that we're using is fairly flexible. These are the guidelines for the mentors. So what does it mean to be a mentor? It means that minimum requirements, not that much, means that you have time to devote at least 1 hour per month to attend the early career engagement sessions that we are running, the Ask Me Anything questions. So let me move my cursor so that you see. So they can get involved in that in 60 minutes per month. Twice per year, mentors can attend the sessions that we're running, similarly to this one that we're running today. And what they do is just present their work and then join discussions, present their work, inform early careers, provide advice on issues that they might be having, on questions. And they do that not only through discussions that we're having live, but also offline in Slack or in other channels of the RDA, Early Career Interest Group. Sorry, if you're having, I don't know, it's popping up. If you have any questions, please add them in the chat and we can discuss them further later. So these are next, the guidelines for mentees equally to the mentors are minimum. And one of the key things is that you have the time, you as a mentee, meaning you have the time to twice per year or even once per year attend the early career and engagement group sessions at RDA plenaries and participate in discussions. You participate in the Ask Me Anything meetings and ask questions because these are organized for you, and I will tell you in a minute what is the Ask Me Anything format and what we do in those meetings, those calls. You can join the discussions in the dedicated Slack group and ask your questions, and of course, similarly to the general channel of the RDA or any other channel that we're having, you can ask your questions there. You can promote your work and your interests and be an active member of the Early Career Engagement Group, because this will, that way you will get the most out of it, actually. One thing that we try to highlight each time is that when you're asking a question, please try to be as specific as possible so that the right person can address it, so that we understand exactly who we should be contacting in order for you to get the best advice from that person. This is the mentors network so far, and this is an old image. We have 2-3 more from both US and EU. As you can see, we don't have from that area, so you are welcome to join us if you're interested. And this is where our mentors are coming from currently. So we have people, as you can see, we have people that are working in academic institutions, people that are working in publishing platforms, people that are working for research centers, you can see, and all the diverse set. We try to cover a diverse set of not only organizations that people are affiliated with, but disciplines, different disciplines. You can see ethnography, curation center, and so on. so that you you get again the best advice. Now the task forces, I mentioned that the good thing is that you can get involved. We have 3 task forces that we are trying to create. Not we are trying to create. The Ask Me Anything calls we have already. We just want people to know more of that, and if they want to contribute in any way that they can in the Ask Me Anything meetings. So the Ask Me Anything calls, they are calls running every month. And what we do during this, it's 60-minute calls. And what we do during this 60 minutes is that we get a topic, and we sometimes, most of the times actually, we invite speakers that are experts in particular areas. We have invited in the past people that are experts in the software community, the scientific software community, people that are experts in metadata or in data management. So we try to cover topics that have to do with research data and give you an overview of this topic, of the areas of the research projects that might exist, that you might not be aware of, and different tools that you could be useful for your work, for your everyday work, and so on. So we have an invited speaker. They speak for 40-45 minutes, and then we have a discussion. And most of the times we upload the minutes, as I said, in our GitHub repository, so you can have a look there later. And in order to do that and continue actually this effort, this AMA calls, we would like people to get involved, to help us with the organization of the AMAs, with finding mentors, with finding mentees, and generally to help us with engaging more communities. We have collaborations with other initiatives and organizations as well, and we want to expand all this from now on to cover more areas for early careers. An activity that an extra activity that this task force could have is to create a case study about the mentoring program. Currently, as you saw, the mentoring program is minimum, but we would like to revisit this program and see if we could enhance it and see what's out there. Like, we know that there are different models out there, see how we could probably incorporate few features and few things to our mentoring program in order to enhance it. And yes, a thought is to have a case study about the mentoring program. Second task force relates to newsletter, creating a newsletter for our interest group. And this, we were thinking of using Paperly or a similar platform. I don't know if you've used it. It was recommended by my colleague Fotis. And it seems to be really easy to create content and then disseminate further. And for that, we would like people if they want to contribute to this task force, we would like people to collect information on different topics, activities, jobs, trends in research data, and so on, and then help put this all together on a template in Paperly, and then send the bi-monthly newsletter through our channel in our community. And there was this idea that we could have also calls for collaborations through this newsletter. So that's also something that we could discuss further for those that you're interested. And lastly, there is the practicing presentation skills task force, which we are thinking of merging with the Ask Me Anything calls. And this has to do more, so I told you that the Ask Me Anything calls, the AMA calls, are more topic oriented, as opposed to the practicing presentation skills, which is more research conduct oriented. So how you do research, how you create your poster, how you can present at a conference, for example. What is all this different, even how you write an email, like some things we take for granted, but I think that we think that we should start from the very basics and not take it for granted, and help people practice actually on those issues, especially if there is their first time that they are asked to present somewhere or to create a poster and they're feeling lost. But this we are thinking of merging with the Ask Me Anything calls so that they are seen as one and they are dealt with as one. Our video conferences, the Ask Me Anything calls, are running every third Wednesday of every month. We currently do not have, we haven't scheduled the next one, but if you want to contribute, we are very happy to run it. And if you have any ideas of a topic, of a speaker, or of any ideas are welcome, and any contribution is also welcome. And especially in, I'm not sure where the majority of you, I presume, is from, is not from Europe. So we really want to engage with more regions, because most of our community members are from Europe, and we want to be more inclusive and have a more diverse, increase our diversity in our channel. This is how the Ask Me Anything calls look like. This is us. This is the first or the second Ask Me Anything call, like 2 years ago, something like that. And you can see this is my colleague Fotis, this is my colleague Devan, and these are lovely people that are mentoring, that are mentors in our group, and also mentees that are there to ask questions to us and further discuss any issues that are happening. So far, we're having during the AMAs, we're having general discussions. We had discussions that are focused on text and mining, others that were focusing on software, machine learning. We invited Codata RDA people to talk about the training program that they're having, and you see all the variety of areas we try to cover, and you can find more in the repository in this under this link. But enough from me, I think. I'm pretty much talking for the last 30 minutes. The floor is yours, and I would like to invite all of you to just share with us, like introduce yourself, let us know who you are, where you're coming from, what is your the area that you work on, why you joined, and just yes, why you're interested in this session. Okay, so let's see. Who wants to start? Let me also check the chat.
Ellie, maybe I will get the
Okay,
ball
I
rolling.
see that. Okay, Mervyn was contributing to this task he was a co-chair, he's a fellow co-chair of this group. So hi, Mervyn. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, no, I was a volunteer like what Ellie described there, so I'll kind of give my opinion on that. Yeah, I was involved with organizing the AMA groups meetings every third Wednesday of the month. It was quite a nice activity. You get to engage with people not just from within the RDA, but from Force 11 and Code Esta, and you kind of really get to know the background of how things work, and it's a good way to meet people as well. There was often a lot of people turning up at the AMA calls. I think sometimes over 30 people would turn up, and you know, from my experience anyway, I mean, it was one of the best ways I found of getting to know people, both from being involved with organizing the AMAs, but also kind of from attending the social meetings at the RDA plenaries, because as Ellie mentioned, when you turn up at these things, and it can be a bit daunting, particularly when you're inside in a big hall where there's 400 people and they're very engaged and very enthusiastic about what they're talking about, but you're there and you're feeling that you can't contribute. But in fact, I think for like I've attended a few plenaries now, and it's been the attendance at the early careers group that has actually helped to break that ice. And I mean, usually it happens. I think it's after the first day where they go for I think at one time we went for pizza, another time we went for a whiskey, and another time we went for a Philly cheesesteak. I think. And it was always after those particular sessions that you actually feel well, first of all, you get to know people at the actual event, but then the following days are a lot easier because you've got people to talk to, and you're also a bit more confident too, because you're no longer feeling isolated, that you actually feel that, well, there's other people who are in the same boat, but it's just a little bit more comfortable to kind of contribute to meetings when you actually feel like there's people and that barrier is broken. So it's really kind of a great group for that, and I would encourage everyone here to get involved in whatever way they can. It's quite enjoyable. I think it's probably one of the best groups in the RDA from my experience, from having attended a lot of plenary meetings. It's certainly one of the best groups for getting people involved and interacting with the RDA, particularly those, as the name suggests, who are in their early career and who need maybe that to build that bit of confidence. So this is the group to come if you're interested in that. I could probably talk another bit, but I'll make way now for anybody else who wants to talk. Thanks, Ellie.
And I also realized that you were viewing my screen. I was preparing the next tweet. So yeah, apologies for...
No bother, that's multitasking. But you're very good at it anyway, so I'd say you're well used to it.
Thank you. Thank you very much for also your sharing your thoughts and your experience on the RDA Early Career Interest Group. Anyone else who'd like to talk and introduce themselves and engage in discussions?
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Mi nombre es Adriana Alvarado. Soy parte de la Universidad Nacional. Soy bibliotecóloga. Y bueno, el interés de participar de este grupo es porque, bueno, en la Universidad Nacional estamos empezando a trabajar todas estas temáticas. Ya hemos avanzado, pero ahí vamos, ¿verdad? Es un proceso. Y entonces es muy importante enriquecerse de las experiencias de todos los demás. Parte de mis labores es la parte de curaduría de metadatos en el repositorio institucional, y ahorita estamos empezando a trabajar lo que es un repositorio de datos. Entonces, por eso también el interés. Mucho gusto y buenas noches.
Thank you very much. I don't know if an interpreter would like to.
Ellie, if they click on the interpretation button, there is an interpreter there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Then it's not for me then. Okay. All right. There's no problem. Thank you. Nice to meet you. It was Adriana, right?
Mucho gusto, Eli, y a todas y todos.
So anyone else?
I can go next. So this is Helen here. I'm a PhD candidate at McGill University, Canada. And so my research basically, I'm looking at health services. So we're trying to see how we can improve family engagement in early intervention services for psychosis across Canada. And I'm doing an e-research, so I'm quite interested to know about data management, particularly because it kind of seems interesting for me at the moment. So yeah, that's why I'm here. And I also believe in like open science and open source. So I feel, especially with regard to health data, and a lot of research that is being conducted in academia is all about, I feel like, you know, it's all for elite and like scholars and not accessible for common people. And I feel that's where I want to contribute and, you know, build a career in. So yeah, as a newbie, I'm just here to like learn more and of course, build network and contact for my career and future. Thank you.
Great, thank you for sharing that with us. And yes, data management is something that we see it's evolving, and it's integrated. It's been integrated in the research conduct. We see that under requirements, especially now with the whole pandemic, you see that all the funders require data to be made openly. Of course, making sure that they are, you know, they don't preserve confidential information, and there is anonymization around the data and so on. But we see that all these best practices around data management are actually becoming, they are becoming in practice in this pandemic. And we really hope, we are sure that RDA will help you. And we really hope that you get the most out of RDA and early career engagement interest group in general. Thank you. Anyone else?
I think Marilyn has her hand up.
Oh, where is it? Ah, I see a hand, yes. You can unmute.
Hola.
Hola.
Hola, hola a todos. Mi nombre es Marilyn Rojas y trabajo en la Universidad Nacional en Costa Rica, en la ciudad de Heredia, y coordino un proyecto de investigación que ya tiene varios años de trabajar relacionado con el desarrollo productivo del bambú, ¿verdad? Entonces, es la primera vez que tengo acercamiento con la RDA, pero me gustó mucho la forma de que este grupo trabaja, y tal vez en algún momento me gustaría involucrarme, porque veo que las metodologías son muy sencillas y ayudan a generar un proceso colaborativo entre todos, que lo relaciono mucho a lo que nos enseña el bambú como planta, que nos enseña a trabajar todos en una red, unidos para el intercambio de conocimiento. Entonces, muchas gracias por el espacio.
Muchas gracias. I think I understood me gusta, muchos. I know these are good and collaborative. So I think these keywords, I try to understand what you're saying. I think you like the format and that it's collaborative, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, thank you very much also for your sharing your thoughts and introducing yourself to us. Anyone else? I can also select. I don't see this option for me.
It should be next to the reactions button for you. Can you see the reactions? Like next to the reactions button, you should see like a circle.
No, I don't see it actually. Maybe if I don't, maybe because I'm in full screen and I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, you might need to exit full screen.
I think I need to stop this. Let's see. Or stop share. Would it be okay for you if I stop sharing for a minute? Now I see it. Now I see it. Oh.
That's a shame.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I couldn't find it because it was the share screen. It didn't have it under the settings. So I see. Thank you for pointing that out. I see the Maria Amalia. My name is Maria Amalia Penapaz. I'm the editor of M8 Salud journal. As Adriana mentioned, we need to learn how to incorporate protocols for management data in the journal and learn every step of the process to guide the national and international authors and our peers about sharing data. And I don't know if you are aware, there is, sounds really good. There is a group, the data policy standardization, I think it's called. Is this the one, do the protocols that you mentioned have to do with the structure of the data or with policy related issues? Otherwise, you are in the right place, just to say that. And we are happy to guide you within the RDA in case you're not aware. Okay, with the policies, because there is a data policy standardization group that is run by publishers, and I think it's worth having a look. Maybe I can find it later. I will add the links later in the minutes. Do you have all? Also paste it here. This is the link for the minutes. Okay, so I see Fabiola. I'm not sure I can. I'm not sure I can read this in Spanish, but does anyone want to read it, or you, Fabiola?
Yeah, we have a volunteer, I think.
Whoever wants to.
Ella, you need to click on English. If you click on the interpretation
I clicked it now. Yes, okay,
yeah.
I now hear you. Okay, welcome Fabiola. So you are all colleagues. That's really nice. And also for repositories, there are a few groups that you could get some ideas and get involved in for your own to see how you could integrate things in your own institution. But also for awareness raising, there is actually an interest group. It's called Engaging Researchers with Data Management group, and they have outputs that have to do exactly with how you perform activities in institutions to engage all the different stakeholders that should know and should be more active in data management. And this leads to creating policies and to you know, creating a community actually in the institution, open science community in the institution. Thank you. Anyone else?
I'm happy to say hi. I'm neither really a mentor or a mentee, but I'm on the RDA Technical Advisory Board. I'm here in Encinitas, which is a beach town north of San Diego, California. I feel really bad for all of you in Europe. This has got to be past midnight for you, but you can't tell. You guys are really like
Thank you. It's around 3 a.m. here.
Oh my gosh. Okay, my time zone math was really off. Oh boy. Okay, that shows though how much you like this group. I came because I attended in Philadelphia, and maybe once before that, I can't remember. And I just found it to be a really energetic and vibrant group. I found it to be a good way to meet new people new to RDA. And even though I've been in RDA, I want to say 3 or 4 years, at least. I guess it's only, I don't know. It's a long time in internet years, I'll say that. It's really fun to meet new participants and to help them feel welcome. And also I have a huge soft spot for early career people. So I'm at the San Diego Supercomputer Center, which is at the University of California, San Diego, one of 10 in the system with Berkeley and UCLA. And I'm an infrastructure person and a computer scientist. And I came to be interested in data because I kept looking for the best practices for our research computing people and found that there weren't many, at least not aimed at computing people. And so that kind of pulled me in, and now I'd say I'm a data person more than anything else. The domains that I work on are principally the earth sciences, the geosciences, and then also, and I'm so sorry for the interpreters, maybe the word is the same in every language, metabolomics. So I don't know, I should learn how to say that in Spanish. And anyway, I just really want to welcome all of you. I'm sorry for the person, Mylan, I hope I didn't say that wrong. Hello, shout out to you. I saw your note in the chat also, and to all of you who are there, wherever you are, however late it is. Nice to be with you virtually.
Thank you, Christine.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. Who's next? Okay. Who hasn't talked then?
Maybe you'd want to call names because.
Yes, this is what I'm trying to see who has talked and who hasn't. Semonti? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that wrong. You want to go next?
Sure. No, you're pronouncing my name correct. No worries. So I am actually a PhD student in higher education at Pennsylvania State University, and I also work as a data concierge graduate assistant with the Penn State University Libraries. This is my first RDA attendance, and I'm very excited about it. I was actually interested in this session because I thought that this would be a great way to kind of navigate how early career professionals kind of get to network and build a community. And I'm very new to like handling research data and data management. So I think this session will be helpful in that regard as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Yes, hopefully you're in the right place, and hopefully with during the next discussions that we're having in the next sessions, you will get a clear view of how RDA can better fit into your needs and how it can accommodate your. I now see. Sorry, I now see that you also wrote in the chat. I'm so sorry.
No worries. That's fine.
Okay.
Is Pennsylvania State University near in Philadelphia, Monty?
Penn State is kind of like 2.5 to 3 hours from Philadelphia. It's right in the middle of Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That just helps to give a picture of where it is. Thanks for that.
No worries. Yeah.
And I also see in the chat, Maylin says, I'm Maylin Caro. I work with the Institutional Repository of the Universidad de Costa Rica, and we started to get involved with RDA this year. I work with the Open Knowledge Commission of CONAIR. I don't know CONAIR. If you could tell us a bit more about this. We are planning the implementation of a data repository. I have no mic today. Okay, maybe another day you could tell us a bit more about CONAIR. Okay, yes, so most of the people I see that are interested in data repositories and also some for awareness and policies. Okay, who else? Linda?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I am a recent graduate from the University of Toronto in Canada from the program of Library and Information Science. So I am looking to learn more about RDA in general. And I do have a scientific background, so I'm interested in medical librarianship or science librarianship in particular. So I would like to be able to interact with scientists and researchers and students, those kinds of people.
Okay. Great. So we have two people that are working in the medical field or are, around this area. It's you and Helen. Great. I think that we have covered everyone. Yes, I think so. Okay, thank you very much. It was really interesting to hear, to get to know you, know what your background is, where you work, and what are your interests, and why you're here. All right. Where is it? Sorry. I'm trying to find the... All right, so another discussion. Who would be willing or who wants to explore how it is to be more, how it is to have more active role in an interest group, starting with this interest group? I think someone mentioned that they're interested in seeing how we engage with early careers. Was it someone?
Yes. Yes.
It was you. Okay. Would you like to give it a try and see if you like our company? with not only my company, but with the other co-chairs, and see if you want to get involved. And this is an open invitation, actually, to anyone who would like to try it.
Yeah, sure. So I just joined the interest group in RDA. I am not 100% sure like how this whole thing works. So would you be willing to give like a very short, like in a nutshell, like how things work, what the responsibilities would be?
Yes, I actually have a slide for that. I was just a bit impatient. Let's see. Hope you can see my screen. So this is what it means. I think it's not only me, I'm also speaking on behalf of my other colleagues who we are co-chairing with, I'm co-chairing the interest group with. We believe that this is a good path for you to get introduced into how an interest group or a group in general works, what are the different responsibilities, and what is the effort. Try to understand what is the effort that is behind being a member, a chair, not only an active member, chairing an interest group. So your role would be to collaborate with other organizations and initiatives. Like Mervyn mentioned, we communicate with Force 11, with Codata, with WDS, and we try to have more expand our communication with them and our collaborations with them. You can contribute to forming the yearly agendas, and this has to do with the AMA agendas, for example, creating, selecting topics for the AMAs, or speakers, invite speakers, and so on. Another thing is to supervise and or lead some of the task forces and their activities. Attend the monthly co-chair meeting where we try to keep track of the progress between us and see how we can move things forward and how we proceed for the future, and then also present at RDA plenary sessions like today. And you can express your interest. It's actually in this link will redirect you to the minutes that I already shared with you. And you can just say yes or no if you want to have a more active role, and what role this would be. Is it a chair? Is it just a contributor to the task forces, and so on? So I don't know if this helps, Samantha, for you.
Yes, it does. And I'll go ahead and kind of express my interest in that Google Doc that you shared.
Great.
Okay.
And please know that that we are here and will guide you through this. So don't feel pressure, or we know that it's unknown, but we can make it more familiar for you. Not only for you, to everyone. I mean,
sure. Thank you.
Don't forget, it's actually quite enjoyable too and quite rewarding. So I highly recommend it as somebody who did it before.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mervyn. I actually skipped a lot of my slides. I don't think we have mentors here, but I was thinking maybe Christine would like to become a mentor and join our group.
if there's a topic I could mentor someone on that they were interested in, certainly. I don't know if I'm the right mentor, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy to help anyone.
Maybe you know people that could help them, like, you know, from your institution or from other RDA groups that you're in.
Sure, actually, so that's I'm on a few grants, and that's exactly what we do. So I'm part of the National Science Foundation has a Big Data Hubs program that is funded to help researchers contact not just other academics, but government, nonprofit, and industry partners to try and get people working across different sectors so that knowledge transfer about a lot of these technical and data topics can move into, say, industry or into government, and things that they have discovered can inform what we're doing. And sometimes that's just the problems they have or the data sets they have. So I encounter a lot of people there. And I'm also PI of the EarthCube office, which is the National Science Foundation's initiative for helping geoscientists to incorporate cyber infrastructure into their research and to help push forward techniques that people use for earth science research. So both of those places give me good platforms for helping to be a connector. So feel free to reach out to me no matter what. I also have a soft spot for those of you there in Costa Rica. He had to move on to a different postdoc, but we had the most wonderful postdoc from Costa Rica. And so I feel like I've already been there virtually once from just all of Santiago's talking about how wonderful Costa Rica is. And I'm so sorry that we didn't get to be there together, but hopefully it'll come around again and it will work out.
Yeah, hopefully that will. Thank you, Kristen. So we are adding you officially. We're adding you in our mentors list.
Okay.
So next plenary, you will see your name and the pin.
That sounds good. Okay.
Okay. Anyone else who would like to contribute as mentor, actually, or are you, the majority of you are here to see how things are for mentees? For mentees. Ah, CONAIR. Okay, thank you, May. CONAIR is the National Council of Rectors. The Open Knowledge Commission in CONAIR is in charge of leading the open source processes in the public universities of Costa Rica. We try to articulate the efforts between the universities and share the experiences of each one. That's very interesting. So you're the liaison, let's say. So you between all the universities. Let me see again. Great, really great. Thank you for the explanation. Okay, how you can join the discussion is to join our group, either the Slack or the, could be better if you, could be better for your chances to join the website and the Slack. And of course, we have the GitHub one, you can monitor what's happening, what's the progress in our activities and the minutes from the AMAs. This we talked about. You can follow us on Twitter. We have a Twitter account. And you can also, if you get involved with the group, you can also have control of the Twitter and tweet yourselves. Not yourselves, I mean, make tweets and publish them on behalf of the interest group. And yes, you see that we have ideas, we have the structures ready, and we really need your feedback and your engagement in order to do that. We cannot do that alone. This is a community effort, and we believe that we can do we can go further if we are together. So that was for me. I don't know if you want to continue the discussions or if you have any questions. Actually, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Either for becoming a member to a chair or a member to the interest group, or something that you would like to have an answer now. For research data. Okay. So no one. All right, then. Hi, Christina, we see you, we cannot hear you.
Oh, I just wanted to add, I think you covered it really well, you and Mervyn, but I just want to encourage people to think about becoming a co-chair and don't be nervous. The other nice thing is that you have something to list on your CV. It's also good to gain leadership experience where you have to manage things that you're not in charge of, and you have to influence people that you have no direct control over, because that is your research life. But you're going to meet many wonderful friends. This is one of the nicest groups that I've been a part of during RDA, truly. And so don't be afraid to get involved. I just really want to recommend it and vouch for the people that are part of this. And there's so many humble and extremely intelligent people too that are part of this group. So you couldn't, if it's your first time as part of this, you couldn't have stumbled into a nicer group.
Can I just echo that actually, because I actually have on my LinkedIn profile that I was co-chair of the ECEIG, and it looks good. To say you're a co-chair of any group looks good, but of an international group such as the RDA, it really like just adds that little bit of extra zing as to your CV or to your LinkedIn profile, as Christine said.
It also gets you invited to the RDA-wide chairs meetings that happen as part of RDA, and as a way for you to meet lots of senior people that are part of this. And really, I would say the brain trust for anything about research data in the world flows through RDA. You know, we might have some continents that are more represented than others. So, but you know, if you want to meet who's who in data, they're at RDA, and many of them are chairs. And so, you know, it's just a great way to network. And also you see a lot of different cultural styles for leading meetings and initiatives. And so it also prepares you for collaborations that you might have that cross country boundaries. And I've learned as much about cross-cultural collaboration maybe as I have about data from being part of RDA and trying to, you know, make it all work. Plus, also some things are so easy when you're not doing it inside of an institution, and when you come together because you're passionate about things, not necessarily because you're being made to do things. It's a very fun setting.
Thank you. I really like that you highlighted this this element of diversity and you know, cross-national collaborations and so on. This is important. And actually, I was in the poster session. I had the opportunity to talk to a colleague from Canada, and she also said that it's really good because I represent Europe. It's really good to see what you're doing in Europe, for example, so we can see how we can integrate things in Canada and how this could work, and how we could collaborate, perhaps. there are always good options. Yeah.
If I may, this is Helen here. If I may ask, is there any kind of like eligibility criteria? And my second question would be like, what is the responsibility and the role of a co-chair?
The role, let me again share my screen, find the slide first. You will have to have meetings with the other co-chairs every month. It's 60 minutes, it's 1 hour per month, so that we see, evaluate progress and see where we are and what are our next steps. And let me share my screen. So, all right. And then you also contribute. You don't do it yourself. Like, we are a team. So we get together, we form a yearly agenda for the AMAs. We choose topics, we brainstorm on speakers and any other ideas that we have. We put them on a paper and we make agendas for the year to come. We try to keep links with the organizations that we already collaborate, and why not engage more from different regions. We supervise and lead or contribute to the task forces and their activities. And we also present at the plenary meeting. So this happens twice per year. So twice per year you present. Once per month we have meetings, and during those meetings we try to figure out the agendas and how we disseminate things, how we engage other members, and so on. So this is a team effort. I don't know if this helps answer your question.
I could add, just as an outsider's perspective, I've been a chair of a different interest group, and I really enjoyed it because you get to have input on driving the conversation. So it's really positive and meaningful. It brings you into closer contact with a lot of the people on the committee or people that might be part of the interest group. Maybe the only downside is that, twice a year, you've got to make sure that you and the other co-chairs get your proposal in. It's very short to make sure that you have a session like this at the plenary. And that's not hard to do because you have last times that you look at. And maybe the other hard thing is, making sure that you always have enough co-chairs so that it's sustainable as people need to drop away. Maybe they get a different job, or, you never know what happens. But, those are pretty minor downsides, I would say. So anyway, I hope that is helpful and not butting in too much.
No, absolutely. This is super helpful to know what is like the expectation of you, right? And also, like, typically in a group like this, I'm like super new, so I have a lot of questions. So typically in a group like this, how many chairs and co-chairs are there?
Oh, you can have as many, like, I've seen that groups have up to 8. Christine, maybe you know better.
I guess there are some with that many. I mean, you want to have at least 3, so you have some redundancy. You don't, if 2 is deadly, because then it means you're probably on the hook for a lot of things. But I have seen 5 on a recent group that was established, and that's probably a good amount of people. You want a small enough number that when you look at each other on Zoom, like, people are feeling accountable. If it's too many people, then it's easy to just say, well, someone else is going to take care of it. So, but you definitely could have enough to divide the work. And I don't know if anyone answered the qualifications, but I think it's just expressing interest and then acceptance by the co-chairs, I believe. And I heard from anyone on this call who wouldn't meet those criteria, I'm guessing.
I agree with that again. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that sums it up very well. You just, I suppose the only qualification, if any, that you need is you need to be enthusiastic about it. But I think because you'll enjoy it, that will come naturally anyway.
I am kind of on the same page as Helen is. I'm very new, so I have a lot of questions. So I just kind of like expressed my interest to be a co-chair. And I also looked at like the contact info in the RDA website for you. So I don't see like a direct contact. So how would this whole thing work out, or how to kind of maintain connection?
Connection, you mean with who? Maintain connection with who?
Like with all the other co-chairs of this interest group.
We organize internal meetings, chairs meetings every month.
I think she wants to know, does she get your email address?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, and this group also has a Slack channel, I believe. I don't think it's been super active for this RDA, but it was in the past, especially when you're all together in person. A nice resource for finding each other.
Okay.
And Twitter, if you want direct message on Twitter, whatever you prefer. Please, questions are always welcome. Know that we really understand that this is something new. It was new for me when I started. For everyone, it was new. We're trying to see how to further develop things, and maybe some things, some new ideas are new for us as well. So we need you also to help us, provide more insight of how we could potentially implement those ideas. This is why I'm telling that it's a team effort. It's really a team effort, and you don't have to feel that you will say something, or you don't know something, or you will say something stupid, or no. This is not this group.
Can I just say as well, Ellie, that I guess probably either you or Fotis or Devin is going to email all those who said yes, that they were interested.
Yes,
after
sorry.
this. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
yes.
that's probably what you're going to do, is it? You're going to contact Simonti and
so next steps.
Helen.
Yes, sorry, it's past midnight here, so I'm a bit distracted. Hopefully you can. Hopefully I'm delivering what I want to speak. Yes, we'll contact everyone. Those that have said yes, please do that if you haven't already. Although I kept my notes, handwritten notes. We will contact you, and we will have a Skype call with you, or a Zoom meeting, or something within the next month, in the next few weeks, to see how to welcome you, of course, because now I'm the only one that's welcoming you. But to get to know the other chairs, and start this and continue work for the RDA together.
So currently, how many co-chairs and chairs are there? Is it the same that you showed on that slide, like different?
We're three.
Okay.
We're three. The slide was the mentors.
Okay. So which means that mentors are part of this RDA group.
They are. So the RDA group has two different communities, let's say. It's comprised of mentors and mentees. So mentors are those people that want to provide, want to share knowledge and experience, want to provide, give advice and so on. And mentees are the people that seek this advice, that would like to know how to navigate around RDA, that would like to get feedback from something. So these are the two different communities that this RDA group is comprised of.
So if you are a co-chair, then you can also be a mentee. Can you also be a mentee?
Sure, you can.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure, you can.
This is a little unusual because usually you'd have lots of mentors also at the meeting. And I mean, I'm biased because maybe I'm one of the only people in that category, but I found that the people that come to be really nice. I mean, the sort of people who want to mentor are usually not the jerks. It weeds them out. So, you know, it's okay to be a co-chair if you feel like you're still learning about RDA and you're early in your career. That's everyone else in the audience. The mentors, they're all rooting for you. So don't hesitate at all.
Thank you. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Oh, and also this position is more like a volunteer basis, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sounds
for
good.
everyone. Yeah.
Although, depending on your country, at least in the US, and I believe this is true for the EU and maybe Canada and Australia, but I'm not sure. So check with the person in your country who represents RDA. But I've had my trips to RDA paid several times because I was a chair, or now because I'm on the technical advisory board. So even though you won't get paid, you might have access to travel funds that you wouldn't otherwise. But it would depend. Usually they're given, because they come from funding agencies, like in the US, it might be the National Science Foundation. Those can only go to US people, and sometimes EOSC funds or whatever funds the EU scholarships. But they do have some foundation funding, and there might be more flexibility. Are you in Canada? Did I remember correct?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I'm in Montreal, Canada. Yeah.
So Mark Leggett would be the person to ask if you encountered him, you know, and he'd be a good person for you to meet also, because he's in charge of, oh gosh, I'm going to get it wrong. He's in charge of so many things, but he's one of those people to know in data. If you're in Canada and you're in data, you've got to know Mark Leggett.
Okay, sounds good.
Anyone else want to add something? I've noted that we should have an AMA for repositories, since many of you seem to be working around this, integrating protocols and standards for repositories. So I have noted that, and we hope to see you there too. And I mean, if you have any questions in the meantime, share them in Slack, share them in Twitter, maybe in direct message, in the website, through the emailing list. And we're happy to help. Okay, I think, I didn't know that you can do this. I don't know how to do that.
It's the reactions button. And if you go to participants under more, you can actually say I'm getting coffee or I've gone to the bathroom, I believe, which I've not, or something that basically says I'm away from my desk. But those are advanced features. We need a few more months of the pandemic before everyone's using them.
Okay. No, I cannot find it, but okay. All right, reactions, I found it. But how did you change the color? I want to change it too. Anyway, I'm doing this now. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. So nice meeting you, and hope to see you again soon.
Thanks for staying up so late.
No,
Bye
don't
bye.
worry. It was a pleasure.
It's 20 past 1 here. Must be 20 past 3 where you are, Ellie, is it?
Yes, yes.
Oh my goodness. See everybody. Nice to be
Thank you
here.
so much.
Gracias.
Take care.
Gracias.
Cheers. Bye bye now.
Bye.
Take care,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.